as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man.
I bet I could catch you.
Oh no, it's a wolf. I better think fast. I have really long legs. I bet I can run faster than you.
But I have 4 and you only have 2.
Oh no, he's right. I better run for my life. Wait a minute. Use your head here. Aren't you the big bad wolf?
Yes, I am. Why do you ask?
Because you're in the wrong story. This is the story of the gingerbread man. You belong in the story of Little Red Riding Hood.
Well, I guess you're right about that. So sorry to have troubled you, young man. You have a nice day. I'll just be on my way now.
Oh, hello there. Welcome to Grandma Kitty's house, and I'm Grandma Kitty, of course. I was just kind of playing with my little gingerbread man here. I was doing the story of, trying to do the story of the gingerbread man. Run as fast as you can. Have you ever heard that story before? Oh, that is a fun story. But you know, the gingerbread man, if you read that story, you would know he shouldn't be afraid of the wolf. He should be afraid of the fox. You haven't read that story? I think I have it here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it and I'll read it to you. Oh yes, here it is. This is a fun story. I think you'll enjoy it. This is Richard Scarry's The Gingerbread Man, and this story was retold by Nancy Nolte. Once upon a time, a little old man and a little old woman lived in a neat little house in a wood. Every day, the little old woman baked wonderful cookies and cakes and pies for the little old man. One day, she decided to bake something special for him. So she made a beautiful gingerbread man. He had raisins for eyes, a currant for a nose, and a pink sugar candy waistcoat. She popped him into the oven to bake. When he was done, the little old woman took him out of the oven, laid him on the table to cool, and went out in the yard to water the flowers. As soon as she was out of sight, the gingerbread man sat up on the table. Seeing that no one was around, he climbed down and ran out the door and away down the path. Oh my goodness, he's alive. The little old woman and the little old man saw him. "Stop, stop," they cried. But the gingerbread man only laughed and called over his shoulder, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man." And with that, he ran even faster, with the little old woman and the little old man running behind him. When a gentle brown cow saw the gingerbread man running down the road, she thought how good he would taste. So she cried, "Stop, stop." But the gingerbread man only laughed. Run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. I got away from the little old woman and the little old man, and I can get away from you. I can. And he ran faster than ever, with the little old woman, the little old man, and the gentle brown cow after him. When he saw a big brown bear eating honey from a tree, he knew that he would have to run even faster. When the bear smelled the wonderful gingery smell, he thought how good the gingerbread man would taste with his honey. So the bear cried, "Stop, stop." But the gingerbread man drew a deep breath and laughed and cried out, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. I got away from the little old woman, the little old man, and the gentle brown cow, and I can get away from you. I can. And on he ran, with the little old woman, the little old man, the gentle brown cow, and the big brown bear all running after him. At last, the gingerbread man saw a river before him, and he did not know how he would cross it. But a wily red fox was sitting near the river, and when he saw the gingerbread man, he decided he would eat him. As the gingerbread man ran up to the river's edge, the wily red fox came out to meet him. "Jump on my tail, and I will carry you across the river," he called to the gingerbread man. "If I do, you will eat me," said the gingerbread man. "Oh no," declared the fox, "I don't like gingerbread." Do you believe him? I think he's being tricky. So the gingerbread man jumped on the fox's tail, and the fox waded into the river. But soon the water got so deep that it lapped about the toes of the little gingerbread man. "Fox," he said, "I am getting wet." "Jump on my back," cried the wily red fox. The gingerbread man jumped on the fox's back, but again the water started to lap about the gingerbread man's feet. "Fox," he said, "I'm getting wet." "Jump on my head," cried the fox. The gingerbread man jumped to the fox's head, but the water was soon creeping up. "Jump on my nose," said the wily red fox. The gingerbread man jumped in onto the fox's nose, and snip, snap, the fox gobbled him up. And that is just what should happen to all gingerbread men. Did that story end the way you thought it would? That the gingerbread men would get eaten? Well, that's what gingerbread men were made for, right? To be eaten. Oh, that's a fun story. I like happy endings, but it wasn't really a very happy ending for the gingerbread man, was it? Well, do you know how to make gingerbread men? I thought today maybe we could talk about how to make gingerbread men. So the first thing you need to do is start with a recipe. So you can just Google a recipe. I looked one up and found one, and I'm not going to actually make the cookies. I'm just going to talk about how to do it, but so gingerbread is it's a variety of baked goods. It can be soft like cake, or it can be hard like a ginger snap, but it's basically a baked good that has spices like ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon, or cloves, and then usually like molasses or sugar or sometimes honey to sweeten it. So let's just focus on the cookies today. So let's see, I have a bag here. I got myself all organized to show you. I have a bag here with baking utensils. What's that? No, baking utensils, not breaking. What would breaking utensils even be? Like maybe a hammer or a chisel? No, we're not going to break things today. We're going to bake. We don't want to be destructive. We want to be creative and bake. So let's see what we have in our bag here. So one of the things we would want to start with is the bowl. We need a bowl to put our ingredients in. So I actually have two, one for the dry ingredients and one for the wet ingredients. And then let's see, let me get this. We need a rolling pin to roll the dough out. And of course we need a spoon to stir the dough. And then we need measuring cups to measure out our dry ingredients. And then we need measuring spoons so we can measure out our spices, because it wouldn't be gingerbread without the spices. And then, of course, we need our cookie cutters. I got a couple of them here. This is my favorite gingerbread man. I like this one here. He's a little bit bigger. This one here, he's got one leg up like he's running. And this one here, he's just a little gingerbread man. But you can get a lot of different shapes and sizes of gingerbread cookie cutters. And then of course we have our, I like to use this on the countertop so that my cookies don't stick down to my countertop. And then the cookie sheet to put them on so you can bake them in the oven. So that's our baking utensils. Now let's see what we have for our ingredients. Do you know what the ingredients are? The ingredients are all the things we put into the bowl to make the dough. So let's see. There are, like I said, there are dry ingredients and there are wet ingredients. So we've got flour, and that would be like a dry ingredient, right? So usually I start out by putting the dry ingredients in one bowl and then mixing those all together. And then I put my wet ingredients in the other and kind of cream everything together and then add the dry ingredients. So let's see, what else would be a dry ingredient? Oh, here, how about this one? Baking soda, that would go in there. And of course our spices, this is cinnamon. We like cinnamon at our house, so we have lots of cinnamon. Cinnamon and sugar is really good on toast or apples. All right, and then we have nutmeg. And we have ginger, of course. Can't make gingerbread without ginger. And then salt. Okay, so those are our dry ingredients, and that would go in this bowl and mix that first. And then in the other bowl, I usually start with the butter, and of course it works better if you let the butter warm up at room temperature. If you take it out of the refrigerator and it's still hard, you can't mix it together with the other ingredients. It's too hard and it just won't work. So let it warm up at room temperature, and then it will cream much better. And then add your brown sugar. And, oh, look at this. Here's the molasses. It says Grandma's molasses. So I wrote Grandma Kitty's molasses. That's funny. There's a picture on there, but she really doesn't look like me. She does look like a grandma, but not me. And then vanilla, that would be a wet ingredient. That would go in this bowl too. And then you would add an egg. And those are our ingredients, okay? So you would mix all this stuff together, cream it all, and when it's all nice and smooth and it looks like it's really mixed well, then put all your dry ingredients in there, mix it all up, and then some people, they like to put it in the refrigerator for a while, a couple hours maybe, just to let it firm up, get stiff, because it's easier to work with. If you don't put it in the refrigerator, it's kind of soft and gooey and kind of hard to work with. Now, you want to, before you put your dough on the countertop, you want to make sure that you have a floured countertop. No, I don't mean like pictures of flowers. No, I mean like put flour on the countertop so your gingerbread men don't stick down. That's kind of tricky, isn't it? It's one of those things with the English language. Like you've got two words, flour and flour. They sound the same, don't they? Flour, flour. Sound just the same, huh? But they are two very different things. These are flowers that you find in your flower garden, and this is flour like this that you use for baking. So you don't need to have a countertop that has flowers on it. No, you need to put flour, this kind of flour, on your countertop so your gingerbread men don't stick down. If you roll your dough out and your countertop is all sticky, you might come up missing body parts. Like your gingerbread man might be missing a leg or an arm or even a head or something, and you don't want that to happen. So make sure you got plenty of flour on your countertop before you roll it out. Yeah, because we don't want to have gingerbread men that are missing legs, do we? No, not at all. So once you've got them all rolled out, then you can take your cookie cutter and you can start cutting out the cookies. And what's that? No, cookie cutters are not sharp. No, they're not sharp, not like scissors. When you use scissors, you need to be very careful with scissors because they're sharp and you could hurt yourself with scissors. But no, cookie cutters are not sharp. They just cut the dough, and that's why they're called cutters. But they're not sharp at all. No, they won't hurt you. No, so after you get your gingerbread men all cut out, you want to put them on the cookie sheet. I know, we're just having a hard time with our words today, aren't we? Yeah, a sheet can be something that you put on your bed, yes, like a bed sheet, but that's a linen, that's made out of material. This is a cookie sheet. Yes, it's spelled the same and it sounds the same, but they're two very different things. This is just a flat pan that you use to put your cookies on and bake it in the oven. So make sure that you've got space in between your gingerbread men, because if you've ever made cookies before, you know that they change shape sometimes when you put them in the oven, and you don't want your gingerbread men to be touching each other, and they need space of their own to bake. So spread your gingerbread men out, make sure that they have enough space, and then you bake them in the oven. They don't need to bake too long at all, about 8 to 10 minutes, and then you have to take them out and let them cool, because the oven is very hot. You need to make sure that Mom helps you with the oven, because you don't want to get burned. So the oven is very hot. So when you take them out, you need to let them cool, and then once they have cooled, well, that's when the fun begins, because that's when you can start decorating them. Let me show you some of the things. I have a bag here full of decorating supplies. So you could get, I got this, it's just a tube full of frosting. It's already in the tube, and then you could just, use that to make dots on your gingerbread men to decorate them. If you have big gingerbread men, you can use candies, big round candies to put on there. When your gingerbread man is done, he will just look plain like that. He's kind of boring, isn't he, without any decorations on him? But then you could use, you can get these little tubes of icing. See, you know it's icing because it says icing right on it. Yeah, so you can use little tubes of icing and put dots on there, and you can use sprinkles, or these are little stars. You could use M&Ms, or you could use Skittles. I like bright, colorful things like this, so I like to use the bright, colorful things. You could also use like She used raisins in the book. You could use raisins or chocolate chips, all kinds of fun things. Now let me show you. I have a couple of gingerbread men here that my daughter-in-law and I decided we would try it, see how we did at decorating gingerbread men. So let me just show you. I've got some gingerbread men here. This one here, I made him like in the story with a little pink vest on. They called it a waistcoat in the story, but he has a little pink jacket on, and this one has a red hat. And this one here, my daughter-in-law did, and she gave him mittens and booties. And then we did a couple snowmen too, just for fun. Just did a couple of snowmen, but aren't they cute? I just think gingerbread men are so cute and so much fun to make. Sometimes it's a little messy and it takes quite a while, but it is just so worth it. They're really cute, they taste so good, moms, they keep kids busy for quite a while, so it's a worthwhile project to do. Oh my goodness, look at all the stuff it takes to make cookies. That's a lot of stuff, isn't it? But oh, what a fun project. And I just love to be creative and do baked things and decorate things. So, well, my gingerbread men look good enough to eat, but I don't think I'm going to eat them right now. I mean that's what they're made for, right? Gingerbread men were made to be eaten. But I think we'll do Move and Groove. Let's move on to Move and Groove. So remember, I did the Get Down song a couple of times, but I think I beat that one. I think I figured out how to do the Get Down song and get back up. And so I'm going to do this time. We had Vacation Bible School recently, and we did this song at Vacation Bible School. And this one is fun. It's called I Will Not Be Afraid. So I think we'll do this one today. And hop up, my friends. Get up off that couch and remember that you want to get up and move and groove. Oh, here, let me show you. Remember that you want to move and groove and make your heart happy. That's the whole point in getting up to move and groove, is to make your heart happy. All right, so let's find this song here. And you can get up and move and groove with me, all right? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is a fun one. Come on, you can do it with me, all right? I will not be afraid. No troubles out there, night and day. No, I will not be filled with fear, since God is always, 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 yeah, I know He's always here. Do you like this song? This is a fun one. I will not be afraid. No troubles out there, night and day. No, I will not be filled with fear, since God is always, 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 yeah, I know He's always here. I don't need to worry, 'cause my God takes care of me. Gives me life, He gives me breath, yeah, everything I need. He's got all the power, and His power sees me through. Always does exactly what He says He's gonna do. Yeah, He says He's gonna do. I will not be afraid. No troubles out there, night and day. No, I will not be filled with fear, since God is always, 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 yeah, I know He's always here. I will not be afraid. No troubles out there, night and day. No, I will not be filled with fear, since God is always, 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 yeah, I know He's always here. All right, how'd you do? Did you get up and move and groove with me? That's a fun song, isn't it? I like that one. Do you think that the gingerbread man was a little bit afraid at the end of the story when he like got to the river and realized, oh my goodness, he's trapped. And do you think like maybe he was afraid when he got on the fox and he realized he was getting awful close to his mouth? Yeah, he might have been a little bit afraid, huh? But oh well, gingerbread men were made to be eaten, right? Let's see what we have in our bee basket. Um, Remember, our bee basket is the things that we want to be. All right, so let's see. We have, still be observant. I think that, remember we talked about using our five senses? I think that this one would have been a good one for the gingerbread man, right? If he'd been more observant, he would have realized that he was getting too close to the river or that he was getting too close to the fox's mouth, huh? This one would have been a good one for him. So do you remember we talked about using our five senses to be observant of the environment around us? Do you remember what the five senses were? What's that? A nickel? The five senses were a nickel? We're not really talking about money today. Oh, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's another one of those word things. The English language is just such a funny thing, isn't it? So yes, well you're right. Sense and sense. They sound the same, don't they? Yeah, you're right. Sense and sense, they sound the same. 5 cents, that is definitely a nickel. Yes, it is. But we're talking about this kind of sense. This is like short for like maybe sensation, like you feel sensations, or senses like common sense maybe. But they're definitely two different words. But you're right, they do sound the same. But no, so we were talking about senses here, this one, the second one, the 5 senses. I've got my little sign here, so let's review it together. Do you remember what was the first one? Sight, and what was that? That was using our eyes, right? And then hearing, that's our ears, right? Right, you are. Smell is using our nose, yeah. Taste, using our mouth, yeah. And touch, using our hands. Oh, you guys are so good. You remembered from last time. So which one of these senses do you think would have been the best one for the gingerbread man? The sight, probably. If he'd used his eyes and paid attention to where he was going, he would have worked out better for him, right? Yeah. So I think the sight, the eyes, using his eyes would have helped him to be much more observant of his environment and what was around him, huh? So yeah, we need to use our 5 senses and be very aware of our environment around us, because there's just so much to see and do and be a part of out there. And it's important to use all 5 of our senses to be observant of our environment around us. All right, so let me do my B sign here. Remember to believe in yourself. Remember that you have a lot of good things inside of you. And there's a lot of good things you can do to help other people and make the world a better place. So believe in your talents and your abilities and all that good stuff inside of you, and help make the world a better place for everybody around you, everybody in your environment. You can use your 5 senses to be observant and help other people, and believe in yourself, and be, I didn't bring my big sign, but be the best you that you can be. Remember what Grandma Kitty always says, that you'll never get in trouble for being good, right? You won't have to go to timeout or go to your room, right? So I think that we have covered just about everything. So I hope that you get to make some gingerbread men. It's a really fun project. So maybe Mom can help you someday, maybe on a rainy day. It's a fun rainy day project. Maybe on a rainy day you can get all the ingredients together and make some gingerbread men and have fun decorating them. Yeah, and it's a little bit messy, but it's fun to do. And then the best part of all is eating them. I don't know. How should I eat them? What do you think? Do you think I should bite off a leg first, or maybe nibble on an arm, or maybe just go right for the head? That sounds awful. Well, gingerbread men were made to be eaten. Well, I'm going to think about it a little bit. So you take care. You be safe and healthy, and be observant of everything around you. Use all 5 of your senses, and you just hopefully can make some gingerbread cookies like me. So you take care, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye-bye.